Hello, good evening. Good evening. Welcome back to Wano. Welcome back to our podcast. We're going to discuss how can you set and respect boundaries in your relationship. How can you set and respect boundaries in your relationship? Today we will explore the importance of boundaries in relationships. How can you contribute to healthy communication and mutual respect? Okay, so as usual, you have to you have to call in or leave a comment on the comment section. Then from there. Good evening and welcome. If it's the first time coming across Wano, we are live on YouTube. We are live on Facebook. If you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do so, and also follow us on Facebook. And don't forget to click on the notification so that anytime we put out any content, you'll be notified. Okay? How can you set and respect boundaries in your relationship? First of all, what are personal boundaries? It's something that you should know. Okay? What are personal boundaries? Personal boundaries in a relationship are the boundaries and standards people set to express their needs, feelings, and actions. These limits guarantee preserving and respecting each other's freedom, each other's well being, and uniqueness. When you're talking about relationship, when you come to relationship personal boundaries, this can include a range of things, many things, including physical space, emotional expressions, preferred method of communication, privacy, values, and individual objectives. All of them, looking at emotional expression, talking about personal space, you're talking about preferred method of communication, we're talking about privacy, you're talking about values and individual objectives in that relationship. They define who you are and what you stand for when it comes to your interactions with others. So, why are boundaries important in relationships? Why are boundaries important in relationships? Okay, first of all, before we get into why boundaries are important in relationship, okay, the line is open. The line is free. Call one on now on +44 744 982 3876. Call now. The line is free. The line is open. Okay, if you know why boundaries are important in relationship, just call me or you can put on the comment section. Okay, because that's what we're going to look into now. Why are boundaries important in relationship? Why do you need boundaries? Why do you need to set boundaries in relationship? Why should you do that? Okay, having in mind that boundaries, when you talk about boundaries, personal boundaries, you're looking at your personal freedom. You're looking at your well-being. You're looking at your emotional expressions. You're looking at your physical space. A lot of things that you can talk about when it comes to boundary, how to set boundaries. Communications, privacy, values, and individual, all of those things are included in the objectives. Okay, so why are boundaries important to relationship? That's the question. That's what you have to let me know. Why should you set boundaries? Okay, when you look at it this way, see that boundaries are crucial in relationship because they give people security, they give you respect, they give you your worth, your values are there. Okay, they instill a feeling of independence and dignity in that relationship, and dignity in your connection dynamics, dignity in your personal space, dignity, your freedom. Okay. So setting boundaries, when you look at it, it will help you to protect your well-being. Protect your well-being. It will help you to build trust in your relationship. It will help you for your safety, your own safety. And also, if you are the person that needs respect, you have to do what? Set boundaries to preserve your respect in that relationship. You understand? Like I said, the line is open. Let me know. Call me, send a comment. You can put on the comment section. Why are boundaries important? Why do you need to set boundaries in your relationship? Because these are the things that you can see that a lot of people, they come into a relationship most of the times they just say that they're in love. Okay, they forget about a lot of things that they're supposed to do in that relationship. Most times you get carried away, and then a lot of things start happening where you start asking yourself questions. What is really going on? There should be boundaries. You should set boundaries. You should know a limit. You should know what and what they're supposed not to do in relationship. Personal space, all of that. Yeah, freedom, all of that should be do what it has to be. Make it open. You have to let your other half know. It's something that you need to discuss. It's something that you need to like communicate to each other about. Okay? Talking about your well-being, talking about building trust in that relationship, talking about your safety and your respect. Because boundaries can be emotional. Looking at it, it can be physical, it can be sexual, it can be intellectual, or financially. You're looking at if you have to apply all of this in your various lives, in your daily lives, all of that. So you need to set boundaries. Your finance, I don't know, your finance, when you come to financial aspect, your money and all that. Okay? Not just because someone see your card and because you're in a relationship with someone and they will see your card. They see your bank card. They will just go and start spending it anyhow they want. It doesn't work like that. They set boundaries. Okay? Your emotions, physical, everything. Set boundaries. All of this because you need to communicate. You need to do that. We normally talk about communication on this platform all the time because it's very, very important, especially when it comes to setting boundaries, when it comes to building a healthy relationship or building a healthy partnership. It's very, very important. It's very, very important. Communication is very, very important. So it's essential to communicate your boundaries. It's better that you let them know. Let this person know. Communicate. Let them understand. Because you're trying to build a healthy relationship. You're trying to build a partnership with someone. Let them understand boundaries. Because it's something that you need to do. What you can't accept and what you cannot accept, what all those kind of things. You understand? Are you getting me? Those are the things we're talking about this evening. So, I don't know. The line is open, like I said. Call me. Let me know. Why do you need to set boundaries in your relationship? That's one of the questions. And I would like you to let me know. Put on the comment section or you can call. Let me know why. Okay? Because it is better that you communicate and let them understand your boundaries. Talk about checking with yourself and have a follow-up conversation if necessary. You set the boundaries. You become the focal point. Talking about you are the example. You also respect the other person's boundaries. Let them understand. You have a conversation on that. Because that is one of the things that if you look at most relationship, they don't really talk about boundaries. They don't set boundaries and all that. And then it's when you see some people, they start shouting at the other ones and just like, start having conflict and all that because some of the things that they will tell you that is their personal space. You're not supposed to infringe your personal space. My phone is my personal space. You're not supposed to touch my phone. You're not supposed to get into my phone. You're not supposed to touch this, touch this, touch this. But he didn't disclose that. He didn't communicate that. He didn't let them know. He didn't let the other person know that it is your boundaries. These are the things that you avoid. You don't like them doing this. Why can't you talk to them? Let them understand that is the reason why you need to communicate. You need to communicate all the time effectively. Let them understand. Because once you're communicating your boundaries clearly and assertively with your partner, once you're letting them understand your boundary, I don't think they're going to infringe your boundaries because you really make it open. You really understand it. Both of you will come to an agreement, understand, okay, this is what I'm not supposed to do. They won't do it. This is what you're not supposed to do. They will not do it because you have that communication. You have that conversation. Both of you know the boundary and you all set boundaries because some of the boundaries involve identifying and expressing your limit effectively and consistently reinforcing it. Once you let that person know this is it, this is the boundary, you cannot get here, and you let them understand that effectively, they know where their limits are, where they cannot get to, and then reinforce it. That's the way it is. Because it's essential, it's very, very important that you understand, both of you understand the different types of boundaries that can be what established. You understand this? Okay, you tell the person, okay, I don't like someone touching my phone. I would not like you to touch my phone. I don't like someone maybe startling me, coming from behind anyhow, maybe just like, you, you know what you don't like. Then communicate, express, let them understand. Because most times some people, you see that people, they assume that their partner is a magician, that they will know everything. No, you need to communicate because they don't know much about you. They don't really know how your life is. You are in a relationship with somebody. So they're still going to like understand, study each other on a daily basis. But if you cannot communicate, if you cannot let the other person understand things that you don't like, the boundaries that you would not like them to cross, how do you expect them to know? Because boundaries are crucial for maintaining healthy and satisfying relationship. It's very, very crucial. It's important and it's very, very important, no matter what. The issue is that most people don't really understand it until it becomes an issue, until it becomes a problem. It doesn't matter if it's personal or professional. You need to communicate. You need to let the other person know what it's your own boundaries, what you don't like them to do, what you will not like them to do, where they will not cross. Because there's a place to someone who still crossed, they start shouting at you, screaming at you. Why did you do that? You're not supposed to do that. But you didn't tell them not to do it. So they assume that it's okay. It's open. That is why. But if you communicate and let them understand, this is what I don't like, don't do this, don't do that, they will understand from day one. Then at the end of the day, if they still want to stay with you in that relationship because of your boundaries, that you communicate. Then you know that, yes, from day one, they know what you don't like. They know the boundaries. Do you understand what I mean? But if they think about the boundaries that you set, to them, they say that this is not rigorous. No, I can't do this. How can I live with, how can I stay with somebody that I cannot touch their phone? How can I stay with somebody that I cannot do this, do that, do that? No, 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 no. They might decide, okay, no, this is not for them. Then maybe they leave. But at least you set the boundaries, let them understand that is what is happening. Okay. And then someone might even ask now, okay, you're talking about personal boundaries, you're talking about setting boundaries and all that. What are boundaries? What are boundaries? How can I know the types of boundaries or boundaries? How can I, what is it? Especially what you are talking about. There are different kinds of boundaries. There are different types of boundaries. One of them is physical boundary. That's a personal space. The person's personal space. Okay. All right. I think someone put on the comment section, they said, yes, communication is the key in relationship, but some people have the lack, okay, have this lack of communication in their relationship, and that is problem, which is so bad. Yes, we always talk about communication. Communication is the key in a relationship. It's very, very vital. You need to communicate. And that is one of the problems that makes people happen. You need to communicate. That is very, very important. If you know how to communicate your fears, if you know how to communicate your worries, if you know how to relate to your partner, whoever you are in a relationship with effectively, I don't think we will not have much problems because you communicate and nothing is for the person to understand what you're talking about. That's another problem. Okay, for them to understand, and that one is not in your hands anymore. Okay, okay. Let's look at these types of boundaries. We're talking about physical boundary, which is a personal space, emotional boundaries. When you're talking about your feelings, expressing your feelings, you're talking about time boundaries. When you setting aside a time for oneself, setting a time, maybe you just want to have your own time. You want to sit, you just want to like be on your own. You know, some people they will say to you, I just want to talk about, I just want to be on my own. Okay, I think you go cool. Hello, good evening, welcome.
Evening.
Okay, so
Man, I so much love this topic. When I saw that topic, I just think how I wish many people will hook up
it's okay, it's okay.
and, and listen to the thing because let me use Nigeria as a case study. The thing is bringing or causing a lot of problem in a relationship, in a marriage.
Mm,
Understand?
yeah,
So how to manage that boundary or setting up a boundary, man, is very, very vital in a relationship. It's very, very vital. Trying to tell your partner your dislike or your want. Because when you do that, you see the understanding will be there. But the problem, this is why I want to chip it in. The
mm,
problem in a relationship many people have is jealousy. When you are jealous, jealous can cause a lot of things.
okay.
You can even put a boundary. But if you have a partner that is too jealous,
Mm,
man, going to cause a very problem. Let me give you thing that happened in Nigeria. There is a case maybe the case is in social media, is viral.
okay.
One in a relationship, one maybe the husband might have given her a boundary,
Mm,
but out of jealousy, what is the problem? She went. somebody called the husband on phone.
Mm.
After discussing, she went and searched the person that called his husband.
Yeah.
Eventually, she saw the caller was a lady, and she got annoyed. Understand?
Yeah.
Try
You there?
she went to
Your line.
hello,
Yeah. 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 Go
hello.
on. Yeah. Yeah. She. Hello. Are you? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. You
She
said
went
that
back
she went to she just searched her husband
phone.
phone and find out that it was a lady that called.
Yes.
Okay.
So she went back to her husband, trying to express the anger. Why must a lady? And she don't even know the reason why they called. She
Mm.
used a knife to she used a knife and stab and cut his husband and gave his husband wood.
Okay.
And husband, in retaliation or in self-defense,
Yeah.
he used that knife and stabbed that woman to
Mm.
death. So that's the problem. So let's assume now
Mhm.
in a relationship, you set that boundary, and many people trying to respect that boundary.
Mm.
I don't think that there will be any problem in a relationship. It's like one trying to control your anger.
Mm.
That word jealousy there in a relationship is very, very problem. It's a very problematic something in a relationship.
Mhm.
How we people or couples or people in a relationship can learn how to control their jealousy. It will go a long way in a relationship. I love the topic so much because how which people, when you set your boundary, I'll know what you don't want or what you want, so that I keep it for you. And communication is very, very important. Some people out of ignorance,
Mhm.
without that communication, you will not know what I don't want or what I dislike
Yeah.
or what I don't. But in a relationship, when I give you that communication, is me telling you what I don't like or what I like. So if I send it clearly to you, and if that thing gets to your memory, whenever you want to act, you remember that this person doesn't want this, he doesn't want that. You respect yourself.
Yeah. That's
You
a.
understand?
Yeah. I understand. I get. What you have to understand is this. Yeah. Sometimes I know that many people they keep on like talking about they just jump on jealousy.
Yeah.
There's what they call healthy jealousy. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
The only difference is just that some people they they allow their emotions to get advantage of them.
Or-
Do you understand?
yeah.
So, and once you allow your emotions to get advantage of you, that's when it become bad jealousy. That's when you see some people they start reacting, overreacting, and that at the end of the day,
Yeah.
then they regret their actions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like the story now, let's assume the woman control her anger and control her jealousy. There are ways to deal with it. You can call your husband at your ease.
Mm.
Who called you? What is the problem? And there was another case, a husband trying to the wife has a meeting with his boss. They went for a conference because the oga called the wife. The husband get annoyed, trying to bully the woman without knowing that the oga called her. And let's assume now the oga take reaction by pursuing the woman or give her a resignation letter.
Mm.
The man will. So I love this your topic, man. I
Uh,
love it.
Thank you.
I love it.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank
I
you.
love it.
Appreciate. All right. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, guys. The line is vacant now. If you call, you can get through, or you can still as well put on the comment section here and showcase them as well. Setting and respecting personal boundaries in your relationship. How can you set and respect boundaries in your relationship? Okay, so the gentleman had already said it, talking about that a lot of people they don't really communicate. They don't communicate their boundaries. They don't let others, maybe let their partner know their boundaries. Okay, so if you don't communicate, if you don't, like I said, if you don't communicate, how would they know? How would they know? All right, we are talking about types of boundaries. Types of boundaries. We talk about personal, physical boundaries, which is personal space; emotional boundaries, which is when you're expressing your feelings; time boundaries, when you're setting aside time for yourself, when you just want to be yourself. That time you want to have a alone time, so you don't want anybody to disturb you. Okay. And then you talk about sexual boundaries when you need consent. And that is one. It doesn't matter if you're married or not. Consent. Sometimes just because you're married does not mean that you not seek consent from your woman. I know that some homes, women sometimes they need their alone time. They just want, they don't, maybe they are not in the mood and all that. As a man, you need consent as well. When they say to you they're not, what are you gonna do? You need to allow them have their boundaries because you need consent. You need consent. Okay. All right. The line is still open. You can call and let me know what you think. How can you set boundaries? And why do you need to set boundaries in your relationship? Why do you need to set boundaries in your relationship? Okay. Now, what about respecting your partner's boundaries? When you're setting boundaries, when you're setting your limit and honoring your partner's boundaries, you're also honoring your own boundaries at the same time. Because when they tell you their boundaries, when they let you know their boundaries, and now you're honoring their boundaries, you're paying attention to what they're saying. That means they will, you see that they will understand that you're paying attention. That means you're building trust. Why am I saying this? Because it's hard sometimes. But once you accept their boundaries and not going beyond them without their permission, not taking advantage of it, honoring your partner's boundaries is very important for you to keep that relationship happy and satisfying. When you're keeping that relationship, you see like keeping honoring their boundaries, you're keeping their boundaries, you're protecting, maybe like respecting. Let's just put that use that word, respecting their boundaries, all that. You what are you doing? You're building a healthy relationship, happy and satisfying relationship. Because it's not that easy sometimes. It's not that easy sometimes. Do you understand what I mean? Those are the things. Okay. And when I say that it's not that easy, there are challenges when it comes to boundary settings. There are challenges, a lot of challenges. When you, because when you, the four types of challenges, boundary settings that I told you about, talk about the physical boundaries, talk about the emotional boundaries, talk about the time boundaries, and say schedule boundaries. All of that, if you look at them, they're very, very important, very, very like sometimes it's very difficult to keep. It's very difficult to keep sometimes. It's like, how can you tell a married man that he need to seek consent before he has intercourse with his wife? It's unheardful. Some people they will say to you, "What are you talking about? I pay the diary. She is my property. I have to do it the way I want." without knowing that you need consent. This person is an individual. They have their own life, irrespective of whatever. Do you understand what I mean? So you see, that's that challenges. Is a lot of controversy when you look at it. Many people will not accept it. So that's when the challenges, that's challenges that comes into it. Okay? It comes into it. All right, before we discuss the challenges, when we look into before we get into the challenges proper, I want to remember those that are celebrating their birthdays. I have few people that celebrating their birthdays. Okay, so let me not forget. Let's just celebrate with them. All right, we have few people celebrating their birthdays. We have Asante Crispin. We have Ada Ivone Okoli. We have Ozoma Okeze and Ikechukwu Uguzo. All right, guys. Happy birthday, Asante Crispin. Happy birthday, Ada Ivone Okoli. Happy birthday, Ozoma Okeze. And happy birthday, Ikechukwu Uguzo. Okay. Guys, you know how it is. Try and take yourself out. Enjoy your birthday. Celebrate your birthday to the fullest. Most times you see that people, they will just waiting for people like to take them out, and maybe they give them gift and all that. If no one is giving you any gift, buy yourself a gift. Take yourself out to the one of the best restaurants. Is your life. Enjoy your birthday. It's your birthday. Go out there and celebrate your birthday. Okay. So once you're doing that, be careful. Be careful in your celebration. Okay, and I will pray that God will grant you your wishes. All right. Okay, guys, welcome back. We're talking about how can you set and respect boundaries in your relationship. And then we are looking at the challenges in boundary settings. The challenges that most people, you see that they face challenges when it comes to boundaries, because now it's easy talking about it. It's easy. You can see that, yeah, you need to set boundaries. It sounds so easy when you're talking and when you talk about it. Do you understand what I mean? But in reality, it's a bit challenging. It's difficult sometimes to keep. It's difficult sometimes to keep. When someone tell you that, no, my phone is my phone, you don't touch it. No, my body is my body, so you don't touch it. No, I said no, and my no is no. There's a lot of boundaries that people will say. You look at it, it's very challenging. It's difficult to keep sometimes. And that's what we want to talk about now. The challenges, the challenges in boundary setting. Because if you look at it, individuals may face challenges setting boundaries due to fear of what? Conflict, fear of guilt. When you look at their past experiences, because of that, those are the challenges you see that maybe what happened in their past relationship, when someone maybe they just like they just want to keep set boundaries. They look at it, they said, okay, I don't mind, I don't care. You keep your phone. I would not touch your phone. I'm not going to look into your phone. So when they said that, already set the boundaries and all that, along the line, the other person took advantage of it. And then they find out later that maybe this person is doing something behind their back. They took advantage of their trust. They took advantage of that boundary that is set. And now when along the line, maybe the relationship didn't succeed. Now in their new relationship, and then they want to set boundaries, you can see that there'll be a lot of challenges. They will say to you, no, I can't do that. The last time it happened to me, the other person took advantage of it. That's a big challenge. How can you now convince this person to believe that, yes, you will not take advantage of. That is a big problem. That is one of the challenges that people face on a daily basis. You understand what I mean? So talk about conflict as well. You look at the guilt that maybe they'll feel, all of that. Okay. So when you're addressing these obstacles, it's essential to establish healthy boundaries. It's essential for you to like discuss it. The same thing the gentleman when he called, he said, it's essential for you to communicate, talk about it. Let this person understand, listen, this is it. I don't like this, I don't like that. But if there are suspicions, if there are things that you maybe do that make you maybe to warrant you maybe start like doubting the trust that you have in this relationship, then you need to communicate. You need to talk about it. Then they might say to you, okay, listen, what is happening? There are some things I'm noticing that is going on here. So I just want to be okay. I just want to have a free mind. Okay. They might request, okay, I need to see it. If it's your phone or something or whatever it is, you discuss about it. If you that are holding your phone, you have nothing to hide. What are you gonna hide? You just give it up. Let them just do what for you to like establish that trust and establish that healthy atmosphere. You understand? That's how it works. You understand? Because the challenges are there. The challenges are there. The challenges are there. Many people, you see that many individuals, they face these challenges, they face these barriers every day because this is affecting the relationship. If it's affecting the relationship, when there's no boundaries setting, even when there's boundary setting, just because of past experiences, what happened behind before in their relationship, or what maybe happened to their family, or what happened to their friends, or what they see, you see that they'll find it difficult to keep. They will say to you, no, no way. And that's a big problem. That's a big challenge in that relationship. Okay. When you look at the rejections, you look at abandonment, you look at fear of confrontation, you look at all those guilt and shame, all of those things. You see that people, many of them, you see that they they find it difficult. They find it difficult. You know what I mean? When you talk about fear of rejection and abandonment, fear of rejection and abandonment is is one of the reasons that you see that people tell them, they say to you, no, I'm not keeping it. I'm not say I'm no, there's no way we're gonna set any boundaries. I don't care about your boundaries. You understand? I don't care. Because this fear comes from maybe believing what others have done. There maybe fear of maybe being rejected or something like that. Maybe withdraw from love or support from their partner, support from others. All of that, they don't want that. So because of that, there's no way. And some people they say to you, no, 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 no. I don't want confrontation. I don't want any confrontation at all. Because of that, you see that they don't want anything like setting boundaries. They say to you, no, I don't want any problem. Let's just make it like that. There's nothing like setting boundaries. Because of what? The same thing we said before. Past experiences that he had. It was confrontational. They have led to a lot of things, maybe conflict, physical abuse, a lot that they got beaten. When they said to them, maybe in their relationship, they will say to their partner, no, 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 no. My phone is my phone. It's not supposed to touch it. And when they said that, the other person might not understand that. It leads to conflict. And before you know what is happening, confrontation, before you say one, two, three, physical abuse, they start getting beaten up. You understand? So this is one of the things. Some they have their guilt, or you can say shame. They still have it. They're looking at what happened to them. They said, okay, I just gave this person opportunity. I just allowed this person now to, whatever they keep or whatever they see is their boundary. And they took advantage of that. You see that they have that guilt. within them. They will say to you that they messed up. It's not supposed to happen. Why should I allow this person to do this? You understand? Yeah. He told me that he shouldn't touch the phone while he was like behind doing some things behind me. He was just cheating on me on doing other stuff because I believed, I trusted him. You understand? And then the person, he took advantage of it. Then they have that guilt, they have that shame within them. And in their next relationship, whoever that is going to be in that relationship is going to feel, they're going to feel that pain because there's nothing you're going to say that they will believe because nothing. Do you understand what I mean? That's the way, that's part of the, it's a major obstacle. Is one of the problems that comes into the setting boundaries that people will say to you, no way. Once you find out where this, you were talking about the emotions, where this is coming from, then you can know where to tackle it. If you can work on yourself, if you can work on your, start trusting yourself or trusting someone else. I say, talking about internalized beliefs or those external triggers, those things that trigger you to bring up those painful memories that you had from the past. Then you confront those beliefs by telling yourself that your needs are just as important as anyone else. Your needs still important, like your partner's needs. Okay? You put yourself in their shoes, understand what is happening. Because of what? You need a healthy relationship. You need to build that trust. What are we talking about? How can you set and respect boundaries in your relationship? This is something that is very, very important. It's very, very important because a lot of people have, I mean, there's a lot of conflict in relationships because of they're not setting boundaries. They don't really know left and right, what not to do and what to do. And sometimes it's not really like, it's not that you're not setting boundaries. It's just that the communication has not been received. The communication has not been received. How do I mean? Is one thing to communicate, is another thing to understand. There are some people that no matter how you try to communicate with them, no matter how you try to pass your message across, it looks as if maybe they don't want to understand it, or maybe they don't want to absorb it. They don't want to receive it. They don't care about it. So they don't want to respect that boundary. They don't care. And that is a big problem. And that's why you need healthy communication. Talking about effective communication, it plays a vital role in boundary setting. When you communicate with your partner, let them understand. I'm talking about having open dialogue. Open dialogue, you talk about it. It's very difficult sometimes. It's very, very difficult because most times you can see that that open dialogue, if there's no understanding, if there's no understanding between the parties, if they don't really understand why you're having that dialogue, you're having that communication, it can lead to misunderstanding. That's when you start seeing how voices start raising up. It's the conflict, it's argument, and all that. Because of what? The understanding is not there. And that is the most important, the vital aspect of whatever you were talking about this evening. The most important is what? Healthy communication, understanding it. I mean, effective communication when you talk about it, when it happen that open dialogue to understand why you're setting boundaries, why you need boundaries, what are the things, talking about the all of these problems, talking about all the talking about which word was I even looking at? Challenges that will come. You have that open dialogue. Talk about it. Then you have active listening. That's another thing as well, active listening, because one person have to talk, even the other person have to listen. You have to listen because if you listen, that's when you understand. Listen. So while you're listening and this other person is talking, you're having that open dialogue. It's good for you to bring in empathy into that conversation. Have empathy, understand each other's needs and limits, understand the reason why you're setting that boundaries, understand why they want to set that boundaries, understand the limit where you should stop or the limit where it gets to. Understand and also have empathy with your partner. Understand sometimes don't just give a rigid boundaries because you want to maybe you want to use it now to do what? To frustrate the other person or just like to get back to them. You can get back at them, maybe what they did to you. There's something they did to you wrong or something, maybe something like that. You want to use the opportunity now to get back at them. Understand? Then you say these your boundaries, you're setting boundaries. You're not supposed to do this and that because you want to get back at them. You shouldn't do that. You need to have that empathy. Put yourself in their shoes. Understand that the both of you are human. We make mistakes every day. But at the end of the day, the most important thing in that relationship is for you guys to do what? Have a healthy relationship. Build that trust, build that communication, build that what? Unity in that. Because at the end of the day, no matter what, you can discuss it at the beginning of your relationship. It will come up again later in life. It will come up again after 1 year, 2 years, or whatever, 6 months, sometimes maybe 5 years. You revisit that boundaries again because it will come up again. Because your relationship will evolving. As it's revolving, you are revisiting and what? Adjusting the boundaries. Because you're adjusting. Probably the beginning, when you set the boundaries, you didn't have children. There was no children involved. That's when you set all of that. But now children are coming. You have to revisit those things again, revisit it again, talk about it, check in with your partner, make sure that both parties understand each other, make sure that both parties are not feeling rejected, make sure that both parties are feeling respected, make sure that both of you understand each other. That is it. At the end of the day, the most important thing is just to have a healthy relationship. That is why you're doing what you're doing. You understand? Because any healthy relationship, there must be respect. There must be respect. You have to respect each other. Boundaries. You have to respect each other's wish. You have to respect each other's, whatever limits, maybe what they don't want to do, all those kind of things. You understand? Okay. What are we talking about this evening? We're talking about how can you set and respect boundaries in your relationship. The gentleman that called, even on the comment section, what what some of people, okay, Chidera, he put in there. If you look at what he said all he was talking about is communication. Communication is key. Communication is key. Then he went ahead and said, talk about jealousy, which the gentleman, when he called as well, talked about jealousy. I want to highlight on that jealousy aspect. Sometimes, sometimes we look at jealousy in in a bad way. Look at jealousy in a bad way. Okay. What you have to understand is this: in every relationship, once you're in a relationship and you love this person you're in a relationship with, or you even have an atom of respect, or you have feelings, let's just put it that way, with this person, a relationship with, you're looking at your your thing, talking about your belonging, and you find all means to protect it. You don't want someone to take away your stuff. You don't want someone to steal your stuff. And because of that, most times, what do? You need to protect your property. It happens. But the issue is the way you go about it. That's when we're talking about healthy and unhealthy jealousy. Okay. When you talk about healthy jealousy, it's when you communicate, when you talk about your fear, when you let this person, let your partner know reasons why you doing what you do. Okay. This is the reason why I'm doing it. I don't want no problems. I don't want to lose you or something. When you communicate and let them understand why you're doing that, most times you can see it maybe because of maybe the experiences that you had already. Like I said before, in your past relationship or what happened in your life or whatever. When you communicate with them and let them understand your fears, you can see that they will do what? If it's someone that really respects and love you, they will tell you, okay, don't worry about it. I understand your fears, but it's normal, but nothing of such will happen. Nothing of such will happen. That's a word. And if you respect them, you take their word for it. You understand? But when you talk about unhealthy jealousy, that's when it becomes controlling. When someone become controlling, when there's someone like, you know, they try to monitor your moves, going and coming back, they want to track you, they want to know every details what's going on. Understand? And then some might even get, if they cannot control their emotions, it might get to where they start becoming physical abusers, or to start like, trying to harm the other person because of what they cannot control their emotions and all that, and which is very, very unhealthy, which is very bad. You understand what I mean? And that's why you see that people, they talk about jealousy. Jealousy is not bad. It's just how you handle it, how you portray it. You understand? Because no matter what, we all have atom of jealousy in us, especially if you are in love with someone, or if you value or whoever that your relationship, because you don't want to lose them. If anybody that you're in a relationship with and the person doesn't have any atom of jealousy, I don't think the person really cares about you. They don't. I don't think they care about you. Seriously. Because it starts from childhood. You see some kids, they will have toys. When they have their toy, they will not like someone else to take their toy from them. Why? They protect it so much because they value that. They value that. That's why they're keeping it. They're holding it strong. They're holding it so tight because they don't want to lose it. That's what I'm talking about. So everybody, no matter what, we all have atom of jealousy in us. So no matter what, because you need to protect your belonging, you need to protect what you have. Sometimes it might not be their fault. Many people will act on emotions. They might be acting without knowing how they're acting. But just because of you letting them know that what they're doing is not right, what do you think? They might come back, get their senses, back to their senses, understand that maybe they're acting weird or something. You understand what I mean? That's what we're talking about. Johnson said that communication is very vital. Then jealousy in a wrong motive destroys boundaries. Correct. That is it. That is what we're talking about. If you if you're having that unhealthy jealousy, that is very, very bad. But healthy jealousy is very good in a relationship. Okay. Because when you have that healthy relationship, communication, when you talk about everything in your relationship, when you have that open dialogue, when you have active listening, and there's empathy also in that relationship. No matter what, you all of you, two of you, gonna like cross over that challenges or whatever obstacle that comes your way. That's the way it is. Okay. So we're rounding up. We're rounding up I pray we're rounding up. Okay. Like I said, if you are with us up to this time, I appreciate you. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. One on YouTube, one on Facebook. Follow us on Facebook. We are also on TikTok. I think it's Bevins Apatino, Bevins Apacino on Instagram. Okay. So please just do that and also click on the notification. Okay. So what you have to go, even if you have nothing to take home this evening, setting and respecting personal boundaries within a relationship is fundamental for fostering trust, mutual respect, and emotional well-being. Remember, we'll talk about trust. Fostering that trust, you have mutual respect, and your emotional well-being. Those are the things we normally talk about on this platform. We talk about it all the time. Okay, especially mutual trust and your well-being. Okay, as you building your trust, as you building a healthy relationship, you see that both of you will cultivate healthy and fulfilling connection by valuing each other. You're looking at each other's limits. You're looking at that boundaries and all that. Then you can communicate openly about it. You understand? That's why we're going to stop this evening. And thank you, guys. Please don't forget to share this program. Share this program to your contacts. Share this program to your friends. Share this program to your groups and all that. Okay, so that they will enjoy what you are enjoying as well. Okay, because we normally have a full pack understanding of whatever we're discussing here on the podcast. Okay, thank you, and we're stopping here. Now we'll see you next week Friday. Have a lovely weekend.